Hall of Fame horse trainer Bob Baffert is back. This team had all the talent in the world to make a deep run.
World Series Game 6 in 2020, or you're borderline hitting a 300 perfect game, but you're at that final moment. Which one's more pressure?
They both have their pressure.
Here at Murphy Stadium, there's a plan this offseason. That is to remove the track and also to fix and remove the turf and field. But we're not talking about the offseason yet because this is a 10-0 Providence team.
Just for him to be out here on the course, 48 years old, still able to bring the name brand, the reputation, it's special.
Here in 2024, Forever Young the horse, trying to make history for Japan. Just a week ago, Bryce Gerlach was attempting field goals at practice as he normally would do from as far as the 45-yard line. Behold, the new face of French Lick, Dion Edwards. Picture 53,000 fans in attendance right here at Memorial Stadium, going wild, waving those rally towels, and more importantly, able to help will their team to secure a win. You're already showing what you're capable of doing. So what is the next step for you here as you still have so many years ahead of you before you even think about the college level? What has this done with the connection of baseball and bowling to your relationship? We are here in Nashville on Broadway. It's absolute chaos. As you can see right behind me here, we do have a crowd of fans, and the gates and the doors ultimately do not open until 7 o'clock, but Cards fans showing out in a big way already. They had not played in 13 days, but their return back to the pitch certainly was a positive one. What's even worse is having to wear one of these braces signaling a season-ending injury. For Kurt Hope, he will be wearing one of these out on the court. Right about halfway through all of this, my photographer Mark and I, we were losing some confidence, but then something amazing happened. Was playing in the World Series similar to that feeling of waking up on Christmas Day?
I'd say very equivalent.
Unfortunately, here in Nashville, the Music City, there is no victory song for UK tonight. U of L football has proven they have all the talent in the world to match up with any team in the country, but for their third loss of the season, a lot of fingers can be pointed in a lot of different ways, mainly towards the defense and also 319 yards and 4 touchdowns. That was en route to a 52-45 loss. Coach Brom's saying the defense needs to start stepping up as they prepare for a short week heading to Boston College on Friday.
You know, they were able to move the ball at will for the most part. We had a couple good stops there in the middle of the game. That was good. We were able to get a couple sacks, giving up way too many big plays. We give up way too many big rushes. We weren't able to tackle people to the ground. Those are things we got to get fixed and want to win football games.
UK has been incredibly inconsistent all season long, but the wheels falling completely off Saturday night on the road in the Swamp when the struggling Florida Gators rolled over the Cats 48-20. Mark Stoops saying this team needs to clean a lot up before that game.
This one, didn't come down to, one play or 2 plays. They physically were very much pushing us around, moving us up front. Felt like we were playing catch up the entire day. Pretty good butt whipping there. They played very well. Give them credit.
It's a completely different story in Bloomington. For the first time ever, College Game Day is heading there for Indiana's upcoming matchup against Washington. This coming, of course, after the Hoosiers throttled Nebraska, frying the Cornhuskers at home in front of their 4th largest crowd ever, winning 56-7. Hoosiers quarterback Curtis Rourke is out indefinitely right now with a thumb injury, but Coach Curt Cignetti saying he does recognize his team has been playing at a very elite level across the board.
Made it real hard on Nebraska. So good win against a team that's got a good tradition and history that a lot of people thought was a good football team. Dominant win. People are going to ask me about Curtis Rourke. Thought he played really well in the first half. He hit his thumb on a helmet and the nail kind of came off. Optimistic.
To high school football, we've arrived at week 9 of the season. We're at that point where the games play a significant role in the playoff picture. And with that, we have our week 9 player of the week nominees, starting with Collins quarterback Cade Gooden, who threw for 263 yards and 3 touchdown passes. He also rushed for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that was in a win over Anderson County. How about St. X running back, defensive back Marlon Harbin III? He had 113 yards and 3 touchdowns rushing. He also had 2 interceptions on defense and a 45-21 win over Meade County. Central running back Cortez Stone already won this award once, had 145 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns in a crucial 48-28 victory over Cal. North Oldham wide receiver Lucas Tompkins had 6 catches for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. That was in a 37-0 victory over Western Hills. And more quarterback Javis Wallace threw for 157 yards and 4 touchdowns passing and had 186 yards rushing. That was in a 37 36-32 victory over Bullitt Central. The polls are now open on wave3.com, so go out and vote. Now week 7 of the NFL season has arrived. The Titans on the road in Buffalo. Will Levis out with a shoulder strain. Second quarter, Mason Rudolph in for Levis. That's a touchdown pass to make it a 10-0 Titans lead. Third quarter, it's 10-7. Josh Allen finds Amari Cooper, his newest addition, for a touchdown. It's a 14-10 game. Fourth quarter, 27-10. How about a familiar face? Ray Davis, the former Cats, 16 yards out for the score. The Bills roll. They win 34-10. And Major League Baseball, former Card Will Smith and the Dodgers facing the Mets in Game 6 of the NLCS. Third inning, 4-1 Dodgers with the lead. Smith to dead center field. That's a 2-run blast, makes it 6-1. The Dodgers win 10-5. They are headed to the World Series to face the New York Yankees. That is going to be a classic. All right, that'll do it for sports. We will be right back.
It's one thing to pitch for one of the best teams in the state. It's another when you're a freshman. Grayson Davis, man, you've been able to do it all. What is it like for you to be able to go out here and just simply shove, even as a freshman for Trinity?
It's been a lot of fun. It's been easy, too, with as good of a team as we have behind us.
Well, we're going to do what Grayson does best. We're going to toss the ball around. You're a freshman, able to touch 90. What is that like for you?
Everyone asks me, like, nerves. What are nerves like as a freshman? And definitely at the beginning of the season, it was scary. I've realized that it's hard to be nervous when you have such a good team behind you.
You're already showing what you're capable of doing. So what is the next step for you here, as you still have so many years ahead of you before you even think about the college level?
It's kind of a good feeling to think, what the future holds, but I kind of like the ability to just kind of be in the now.
Being in the now, 21 consecutive victories. Your most recent performance against St. X, you shut them down.
Yeah.
You strike out 11 in the process. What was that emotion like to face a rival and do that on the hill?
I was definitely nervous the night before. Everyone jokes with me about how much emotion I show, but I think showing emotion is a good way of, getting the team up.
What's the pitch that you trust the most, and can you show me the grip that you hold it with?
Probably the sinker, just because it's gotten the most ground balls and the most outs this year, and it's just I hold it like a 2-seam, and I throw it like a 2-seam. It just drops down below the barrel.
Whether it's a knuckleball or a sinker or just straight gas at this point, you can see Grayson Davis continue to go out here and absolutely shove for Trinity. Grayson, it's a pleasure, man. Thanks so much for talking to me, and we look forward to seeing your future here, freshman year and beyond.
Yes, sir.
Fans that go to Bats games regularly probably recognize the man behind home plate, Michael Troutwine, but his story is one they probably have not heard. And I had the chance to sit down with him and discuss how baseball and mental health have blended together for him and for his family through their foundation, Will to Live.
Michael Troutwine, obviously, to have the opportunity to sit with you here is a special one. This is an important month for you with Mental Health Awareness Month. Baseball has been a big part of your life, and having the opportunity to spread awareness of what you've had to battle through, the highs and the lows, through your life at 24 years old. Take me through where you're at right now, how you've gotten to this point.
As it pertains to mental health, it's been something that's huge in our family, and me personally, and dealing with it in the context of sports, sometimes, in the past it's been kind of overlooked, or there's been a stigma around it, and as of late, teams and organizations across all sports have kind of taken a step towards acknowledging it and doing something about it and talking about it. For my family's sake, we lost my brother Will in 2010, so almost 14 years ago now, and he was 15, and he was a freshman in high school, and he was an athlete and a musician, and he had a bunch of friends, and we thought things were going great, and we didn't know anything was wrong, and it kind of just was a shock for a lot of us. My dad pretty much immediately said, we got to do something about this, and we have to use this to help. He's been amazing in kind of turning this tragedy into something we can help others with. And that was the point of the foundation, the Will to Live Foundation. We started, weeks after my brother's death. We've made it our job to kind of help people out and get people talking about mental health and suicide and depression and anxiety, and especially in teens.
Talk to me a little bit about your brother and your connection with your brother. He was your older brother.
Like any 10-year-old kid, he was my hero. I'm a catcher now, and he was a catcher. That was the first position he played, and I was 6 years old and wanted to be a catcher, and because of him. And I play a little guitar, my family's very musical, and he was the first one to kind of dive into it. It hurt to lose him, and he was someone that we looked up to, and You know, he's the oldest brother. We have a saying, it's called "Love You Man." That's our motto, and it's just that little, hey, love you man, when you're saying goodbye to a buddy, because you never know what the last, you know, words you might say or when the last time you'll see someone, and that's something we learned the hard way.
Even just that 3-word saying, I mean, how important is that to you to be able to spread awareness and do it in that kind of way?
It's everything. You know, like that's the whole purpose of the foundation, and that's why we did it, was just so you remember to say that. Just saying, hey, I love you, man. Like, it's that easy. And you do, right? And we do love a lot of people, and we want to show that love.
Fans get to come out here, watch you every single day. Knowing your message and knowing what you carry on your sleeve, how crucial is it for you to go out there and take the field every day, honoring your brother and spreading the word as well?
I want, you know, people to remember, hey, like, I liked playing against him, or I liked playing with him, because that's what my brother was. He was a great teammate, and he was the guy who, you know, was laughing and having fun, and guys wanted to be around him. I don't think my brother ever cares if I get a hit or not. I think just being a good guy and enjoying it, having fun and laughing, enjoying it while I'm doing it is the biggest thing.
Well, as for the Love You Man slogan the foundation has come up with, and of course Troutwine had mentioned in our interview as well, they've handed out 60,000 of these wristbands that I have right here on my hand right here, which is awesome. So it was really a great cause that they're serving, and also they've served 3,000 high schools on top of that, reeling in $1.8 million in the process. So an incredible cause. And of course, to watch our full interview and learn more about the Will to Live Foundation, you can visit our website at wave3.com. Obviously an incredible kid and a very tough scenario, but man, what they've been able to do is incredible.
Great message.